does a problem in second grade is not the way that I would teach it. But that's the curriculum that is given to the teacher.
Yeah.
So like a basic problem like 52 minus 23, Declan, this is what you need to get, and then he shows me his way, and it's not what I would do. It's 52 minus 23. So I would take that 2, borrow from the 5, make that 5 a 4, make that 2 an 11. That's the way I was taught.
But nowadays they break it down.
Now they're
50.
doing tape diagrams and everything like that, but they're still coming to the right answer. But I don't know, and I don't know what the research shows. Why are we do like what? Because like what we do in the city, what we've done in the city is last year the program was called Eureka Math. Now it's called Reveal. Why did we move away from Eureka?
Because
Math?
it wasn't making progress.
How do we know that? We didn't have it long enough for them. We didn't have a lot. We didn't have. I don't think we had enough data to say okay. We didn't have enough data to justify going to Reveal. And Reveal is the same. And then now you have the Reveal's hard because there's a lot thrown at you. Like so, like what do you do? Like what do you do with all this information embedded in that embedded in that lesson?
I mean, they could go. I don't see Baltimore City doing that. They could go back to the way they did, like in the early 2000s and early 1990s, because the older generations like seen progress with that, right?
Yeah, because what I would do, or what I've seen done, is I remember being here like my first few years. It was great, not great, but it was different because in the elementary school we did genre studies. So we did historical fiction, realistic fiction. We did all, but then we spent X amount of weeks on it, and then we tested we spent 8 days on a story. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Our Fridays were weekly reader. Our Fridays were Dynamath. Our Fridays were Storyworks. So we took a break from the curriculum, but then what you're doing is you're exposing children to different thing, different like.
I was going to say we should go back to the way they did it back in the early 2000s and in the 1990s because of their parents, because their parents know what they're doing, right? So if you go back to what they were doing in the 2000s, right, when their parents were growing up, right, the new generations, right, their parents were able to help them at home too, because they know what, like, they kind of know too. And also, if you guys suggested trying things like reading books that the students actually like, because at a charter school I went to, right, they were reading Percy Jackson for their for English. So basically, they should try different things like that will actually get them engaged. Maybe, for example, the Hunger Games, right?
Yep.
So basically now, they like the Hunger Games. Ooh, bring that into the school. Let them read the Hunger Games for 8th grade, right?
But is the Hunger Games considered excellent literature?
No, it's about getting them engaged. That's the one thing, first of all.
But they need, I think they need to be exposed to well-written literature.
Oh yeah, it's actually a good
book.
But
is the Hunger Games
well-written?
Well-written literature.
Yeah, it's well-written. Have you read it?
I did, but I wouldn't consider it well-written.
Like, what do you mean by well-written? Like
the classics. Like a classic in my world would be like To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh yeah, so bring those back to
like as they get older, of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck.
Okay, so bring those, also include those in there, but also give them things they would get them engaged that relate to their own generation, because nowadays they'll say, "Oh, this happened years ago," but then bring a couple that would relate to their own generation now. For example, I'm trying to think of their book, Red What? No, it's not. Now You See Me. No, it's not Now You See Me. It's one of those other ones.
But they need to and again, I don't know. What I don't know is they need, like in the elementary side, they need to be exposed to the realistic fictions, the biographies. They need to be exposed to all the genres.
Elementary side. Like you talking about 8, 7-year-olds?
Yeah, first, second, third.
I mean, they need to be exposed, but bring it like little by little, like maybe a page here every other day or so, because the elementary side, they're still trying to figure out who they are, like 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds.
Yeah, but 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds still need to be exposed to. Like what they're reading, they need to be exposed to. Like they need to understand. Okay, what am I reading? I'm reading
I mean, I understand. We both agree, but I'm saying you should bring in little by little. That's the thing. Like, not just like put it all on them. Like maybe every other day read a page from the classics or something like that. But you also got to get them engaged into something they want to learn too, right?
Yeah,
So
but again, what they
combine
want to it's
not what they want to learn, something that will keep them engaged per se in learning.
but a good teacher, no matter what it is, well, a good teacher will always keep them engaged.
Yeah. So
A good teacher will figure out a way to
make it
like
learn
when I
from.
was growing up, I didn't like Scarlet Letter, but if I had a good teacher, they would make me understand. When I was in high school, I didn't like Shakespeare.
Oh,
But if
that's
you
the
have
fun thing. I
but
never
if you had a teacher that could
engaged.
engage, then you gain an appreciation for it.
That's the funny thing. I never read. Wait, so was it city schools or what county schools?
See, I didn't grow up in a city school. I grew up in Pennsylvania.
Oh, so it was
So
a
it's
little
like-
different.
But yeah,
Cause I grew up down the street. Like I literally went to Towson High and
yeah.
Lock Raven and Dumbarton. Like I literally went to
Yeah.
those schools down the street.
And then and I have friends, like our circle of friends that we hang out with. They did the same thing that you did. They went from Stoneleigh to Dumbarton to Towson
Yeah,
High.
but
And every single one of them.
So we didn't read Scarlet Letter. We didn't read none of those. I don't remember reading Scarlet Letter or Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
So and now they literally dumb it down for the students nowadays. But yeah, so they just try to pass.
There's It's hard. It's hard because like you want to, like, at the early ages, first and second grade and third grade, you want to build that foundation. But how do you build that foundation? You expose them to the different genres that are out there. The Hoot and Mifflin. I'm sure when you were in school, they probably had Open Court or Hoot and Mifflin, like the big books where there was a part of a story in there. But what's in those Hoot and Mifflin and Open Courts, there you had every genre covered throughout the year. So now you're building that foundation in first grade and second grade and third grade. And then when they get to fourth grade, fifth grade, they could start to read the novels.
Yeah, you should tell the district that maybe they'll do something about it, right?
Because one of my favorite books that I've read over the past 20 years is How to Steal a Dog.
How to Steal a Dog.
How to Steal a Dog. And there's a life lesson in there because what happens is it's a family that is struggling, and then they see a poster. They see a poster for a lost Jack Russell Terrier. So they say, okay, we're going to take this Jack Russell Terrier and we're going to try to figure out a way to get a reward. There's more to it than that, but it leads itself into deeper discussions. It lends itself into deep discussions.
Every book you read has a lesson, and sometimes it's kind of hidden.
But you have to find. That's why years ago there were times, like when I was in the classroom in the elementary side, we did a read aloud every day. I had a flexibility on what read aloud. But my read alouds were catered around. My read alouds were 10 minutes long, but in those 10 minutes, it was thought provoking. It was like they can visualize, they can think. Another great book to read as a read aloud is The BFG by Roald Dahl. The BFG by Roald Dahl, a classic author, lends itself to visualization. So when we got to the part where they described the BFG, I said, okay, as I'm reading to you, here's a blank sheet of paper. I want you to draw what I'm reading to you. Then we could take that and we could take it to the art teacher. Now you're cutting across the curriculum because I'm working with the art teacher and then we're transforming their BFG to an art lesson.
I like that idea. They should start doing that in schools more, but as a sub, you don't really get much say in what goes on in classrooms.
Nah, I'm just a peon.
Yeah, because you really have some great ideas. You've been in the education system for 22 years, plus years. So, quick question. What do you think about big schools, though? Like really huge schools?
That's tough. I went to a big school. I graduated with a 343. That's why I'm saying it's crazy. It's like
343 is not that huge. That's
big. My wife graduated with 43 girls.
Oh.
So who got a better education?
You?
No. How did I? 343. Who got more?
We don't
attention?
really know.
I do know.
Her?
Yeah.
How?
Without a
Oh,
doubt.
she got some specialized, individualized learning.
She graduated with 43 girls. I graduated with 343. So at her school, they knew all 43 girls by name. They more individualized attention. I was just a number, or I was just a name.
Oh, so you know.
So I didn't get the individualized attention. And then when I was growing up, I struggled. I struggled in reading and I struggled in math. And they probably didn't. They caught it, but they didn't catch it.
So you don't like so you prefer schools that will give you individualized attention, right?
Definitely, because again, I'll give you a perfect example. We have our son Declan, who went to Calvert. You probably know Calvert, the Calvert school.
The private school right there.
Yeah, up Tuscany Road.
Yeah, I know that. That's nice.
Okay, so he goes there, but then last year the teacher said, like, okay, he's not picking up on the phonemic awareness. So what do? We had him tested. We had him tested, and he comes back that the test showed that he has mild dyslexia and dysgraphia. So, okay, we had to decide as a husband and a wife, as a family, okay, we can't keep him in there because they don't know how to meet his needs. So we had to find a school that's going to meet his needs. And sure, luckily for us, we're fortunate because we have the means. So we're able to send him. So we looked at Boys Latin and we looked at Odyssey. And we decided no matter which one we would have chosen, it would have been a good choice, but we chose Odyssey. And now he gets more individualized attention. And then you asked Declan today, which would just happen, Declan, what's your favorite part of what's your favorite thing to do in school? He'll tell you, my favorite thing to do is work with my tutor.
Oh,
that tutor is giving him individualized attention.
So small schools give you independent.
One-on-one learning, and they can cater to you. They can cater to you more.
So while big schools don't really do that. I mean,
some do, some don't. Depends on the school, though, right?
Yeah.
Because I have Towson's a big school. I'm sure. You probably graduated with how many kids in your graduate?
More than 300.
Yeah, that's a big school.
And that's overcrowded. They renovating it.
Yeah.
They overcrowded.
And then I have all my friends, all the guy friends. It's crazy. All the guy friends went to Dumbarton, and they went from Dumbarton to Towson High, and all of them are very successful in different avenues of the world.
Yeah.
You have one that's a financial planner, one that works for the government, another one works for the government, one that works in marine biology out in California.
Oh, that's cool.
But then was that the school? Here's the $1 million question. Was that the system? Are they a product of the system, or are they a product because they had families
that helped?
Yep.
That's the thing. That's the question though, because for me, I prefer big schools because you can just get lost in the crowd sometimes. But it also depends on your home life too.
Yeah, I agree.
And I gotta go. My class starting.
No, you're good. I gotta go too because I have a coaching meeting in 20 minutes.
Yeah, because the